Hey guys, this is MugenLord here. You guys already know I normally don't upload videos over the weekend, but I had to do this because it's blown up all over Twitter, and I figured as though, like, alright, I might as well cover it while I'm here. Now, what I'm talking about? Well, it looks like Square Enix had their 20th anniversary Kingdom Hearts event that was in Tokyo, Japan, and they revealed a couple of titles that's pretty much expanding the Kingdom Hearts universe, and I wanted to get into it because everyone is going crazy about it. More specifically, this one title that everyone is screaming about right now. So I feel as though let's cover it. Now, even though I'm not a Kingdom Hearts fan, I do want to let you know that this announcement pretty much confirms something that I'm excited about. So by the time we reach the end of the video, I'll definitely give you my thoughts on why I'm so excited because of this announcement. Now, what were the titles that were announced during this Kingdom Hearts event? Well, there were 3 titles. The first title is called Kingdom Hearts Union Dark Road. Now, this is, of course, a mobile game. This is pretty much DLC that's coming out August of this year, 2022, and it's pretty much a continuation or the final arc within the Union Cross series. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much a game that's in this Kingdom Hearts timeline that take place way in the past. You create your own Keyblade warrior, and you essentially go through the story arcs, and you are being introduced to some of the characters that does pop up in the Kingdom Hearts series, or that will eventually pop up in the series. And this is why I'm just not really a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, because of how they just put the mediums in all these different the story in all these different mediums. But anyway, this is free DLC, and you get a chance to get your hands on it and give it a try, and it's pretty much wrapping everything up before we head into the next story arc. That's right, we're going into the next story arc of the Kingdom Hearts lore. So the next game title that they pretty much officially announced is called Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. This is yet again another mobile title. Now, from the hints of this Missing Link, I guess this is like some events that take place that have never been mentioned, or something that ties up loose ends that people who are deep into the lore of Kingdom Hearts get a chance to have these blanks filled in. Is essentially where you, I guess from the looks of it, you create your own avatar, once again your own character, because you can tell in the trailer that most of the characters have their own unique twists and unique spin to them, especially the outfits. And since it's a mobile game, and especially it's more so Japanese influence mobile game, you can tell that it's going to spend a lot of time on cosmetics and make your character looks so much more unique. Now, where it fits in the timeline, have no idea, but if I was able to take a guess, tell about a combat system that you can tell in the trailer, you see different like figures of Sora and other characters from future, you know, since if you talk about timeline and other titles of Kingdom Hearts, so it may fit somewhere in between. I guess you could say Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 somewhere. I have no idea, but if you guys happen to know what it is, definitely let me know in the comment section below, because I'm not really a big Kingdom Hearts lore buff, so maybe you guys can tell me in the comment section. But yet again, it is another mobile game, and also it's multiplayer as well, as far as the combat, exploration, and everything of that sorts. Now, there's going to be a closed beta that's coming around this year. We don't really know what month, but it's definitely happening this year. So if you guys are into that, you can definitely get a chance to, hopefully get a chance to be able to get your hands on it and actually see what this game has to offer. And of course, Organization 13 is also in it. We also get to see the Lucio, I believe it is. He has the one of the Keyblades that's supposed to have the eye on it. He was shown in the trailer, so that looks I don't know, it looks pretty interesting. It doesn't look bad for a mobile game. But the third game, last but not least, this is what everybody's been shocked, this is what everybody's been hyped about, this is what everybody's been waiting for, and that's right, the last final game is Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4 is officially coming, and we got a chance to see in a trailer about it. Now, to be honest with you guys have seen all my videos where I talked about Kingdom Hearts, more specifically Kingdom Hearts 3, and how I was disappointed in it, and you know, that I don't know, I'm thinking I'm going to quit Kingdom Hearts after when I made that video. But looking at Kingdom Hearts 4, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I've never been disappointed as far as how Kingdom Hearts look, and it looks like with Kingdom Hearts 4, Kingdom Hearts 4 is like they're taking a whole different direction as far as the overhaul when it comes to the visual fidelity. It looks really good, and it looks like especially Sora himself has a much more mature look, and it looks like it's catering more of a Final Fantasy look. It looks similar to something that you would see in Final Fantasy 15, for example. You can see a lot of that similarity there. It looks very Final Fantasy like, compared to how it looked more like Disney in the past. But this one looks very Final Fantasy. Down to Sora's clothing, down to his proportions, his facial features, everything is Final Fantasy for sure. And you can tell Nomura hands is all over this, and it looks really good. Now Sora, he wakes up in this apartment complex. It looks like Shibuya, I believe, in Japan, and he wakes up and he's introduced to this female character, which, like I said, I don't know anything about the lore. I'm not sure if she's a new character, but I'm pretty sure she's probably not a new character. She's probably somewhere that was in the other spin-off titles or the mobile games. But if you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. But he's this woman, this young lady, she introduces him, and she mentions about that this is somewhat like the afterworld, and he's been somewhat, I guess you say, in this world for X amount of days, or I believe 8 days. And as you can see, the visuals, like, it looks more like the real world, like he stepped into our universe, Sora himself, and whoever other characters may be entering this world. But you can tell by the cars, you can tell by the people who's walking around Shibuya in Japan, and you can tell that it doesn't look cartoonish, it doesn't look Disney-ish at all. It looks like the real world, and so it looks kind of weird and look kind of odd seeing Sora in this world, to be honest with you. But it's definitely a different spin, and it's definitely a different look on this whole Kingdom Hearts thing. And it looks like they really trying to steer Kingdom Hearts in a whole totally different direction. And like I said, this is a different arc, so it looks like Nomura wants to just lean this more to whatever new ideas he have. Especially, like I said, the whole Verum Rex, and I think that's another thing that Nomura wants to do with this is, cater more to the Verum Rex side of things, or what people say the Final Fantasy 13 versus direction, and like he want to go that direction, especially with the look. So if Verum Rex is going to have a particular look, they want to have, I guess you say, Sora to actually match that look as well. But let's move on. Now, the thing is, this big Heartless show up in the middle of the city, and everybody is fearing for their lives. And then Sora, he's coming running down the street, and then he calls his Keyblade, and it looks so weird seeing that visual art style, the much more realistic Final Fantasy look to it, and then he's calling out a Keyblade. And that's when it shows some gameplay. Now, like I said, this is just a trailer. We're not even sure if this is real gameplay or not. This can totally be something totally different by the time the actual game comes out. But let's just say it is actual gameplay. It looks more so like your typical Kingdom Hearts, nothing different, nothing more unique than nothing we have never seen before. And also like quick time events, something that we have always seen in Kingdom Hearts. But it does show off a little bit of the gameplay. You see Sora jumping around on top of cars and buildings and everything to try to get as close as possible to this big Heartless enemy that's terrorizing the city. So it does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest, but it looks cool. And then at the end of the trailer, they have pretty much showed off Donald and Goofy at the end. Now they're walking in this darkness, and they mentioned that they're looking for someone or something like that. And all of a sudden you hear this voice. I'm not sure if it's Hades. I don't know who it is. It could be a Final Fantasy character, don't know. But at the end you see Donald and Goofy, and just hearing them speaking in Japanese is just funny all together too. But they turn around, their eyes widen up, and then it goes off, and then it shows Kingdom Hearts 4. So yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts 4. This is what everybody's been talking about. Everybody's been going nuts about over Twitter. It's been trending Kingdom Hearts, or it's Riku been trending all over the place. Now, if you go to Twitter, it's this Japanese young lady named Audrey. I've been following her for quite some time, especially when Final Fantasy VII Remake was a miss. She translates a lot of events. She translates a lot of articles that's in Japanese and everything to put out into the public so everybody know what's going on. She also been posting things about Kingdom Hearts event itself, the 20th anniversary, and also Kingdom Hearts 4. She's been doing some breakdowns, so you can go to her page. But she showed off some unique stuff, or some concept art showing Sora, Riku, and also Kairi in these modern fashion-like clothes, which looks pretty cool. Now, it's not to say that these characters would actually look this way, but it shows that this concept, it was like Sora, and what Sora shows in the concept looks close enough in some way. So you just can imagine if Sora looks like that. I'm looking forward to see how Riku and Kairi look as well. So definitely check her Twitter page out. I'll post that in the link in the description below. So now that we finished talking about Kingdom Hearts 4 and the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary, I do want to talk about this before I close out, why I'm excited because of this announcement. Not because Kingdom Hearts itself. Like I said, Kingdom Hearts had burnt me enough. I'm not like we'll get into that into a whole nother video, so I won't say this is going to be a day one purchase for me. I definitely got to see how all this play out, but Kingdom Hearts always known for looking good, but then you actually play the game, and especially Kingdom Hearts 3 was the biggest disappointment to me, so I'm just lowering my expectations. But anyway, to move forward, the reason why I'm excited for this, unlike most Kingdom Hearts fans, this announcement means a whole lot. And what am I talking about? We talked about in a few other videos where I talked about the NVIDIA leak. The NVIDIA leak had leaked out a lot of the Square Enix releases and announcements they're going to have in the near future that's going to come out on their website. And remember that I said before, Chrono Cross Remastered was on the list. We also had Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered, Tactics Ogre title, which just yesterday there was a trademark by Nintendo that they're doing Tactics Ogre Reborn, so we're not sure if it's going to be a remake or a remaster. So that's also been mentioned, and I'll do that in another video. But now that we look at this, Kingdom Hearts 4 was also on the leak, so that also means that this Square Enix, the announcements, and you look at the leak, that a lot of this stuff is coming to fruition. It's becoming true, even though the dates are a little wonky because, like I said, we had the pandemic, so things didn't come out right. But also, they're also estimates. But more importantly, what else was on that list? What else? Yes, Final Fantasy IX Remake, which I also talked about in a previous video. Final Fantasy IX Remake was also on that list. So now that we have confirmation that Kingdom Hearts 4 is indeed coming out, that GeForce list itself is pretty much solidified, and Square Enix is not the only company that's on the list. There's other titles as well. I'll look for the list again and post in the comments section below or the description so you guys can check out other titles on the list. But more specifically, Square Enix has Final Fantasy IX, Chrono Cross Remaster on there, Tactics Ogre Reborn on there, and of course, most importantly, I'm waiting for Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. So Kingdom Hearts 4 and this announcement from the anniversary got me pretty stoked and hyped, and not for Kingdom Hearts itself, but for what's to come from Square Enix, from some of these titles that I'm actually looking forward to. But that pretty much wraps this up. What do you guys think about Kingdom Hearts 4 or Dark Union Road and Missing Link, the mobile games? What do you think about that? Definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. Are your expectations really high for this, or are you setting them to reasonable expectations going into this one? And when do you think they're going to release this game? Because I hope they learned their lesson, that they didn't just announce this game and this game ain't coming out to the next 5 to 6 years. Hopefully they announce this game and this game drop next year or the following year. We just have to wait and see, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts. So if you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It definitely helps me in the algorithm. And also hit that bell to be notified for more Square Enix news, video games in general. This is MugenLord, sign off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.